Okay, that was fun. Just had a bit of a power outage for a brief moment there. Right in the middle of the stream. This is not going well today. I've got got my child in the background chanting constantly throughout the whole thing, and now the power has decided to just randomly quit. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Anyway, nice thing about the Nintendo Switch is it's on a battery. So when the power kills like that, it's just like, whoa, hey, we're not charging anymore? What gives? Uh, but we don't lose our game. However, I am going to save. Because, yeah. I don't know if the power is going to stay on or if it's going to be one of those deals where it's like, oh, no, it's going to kill back and forth like 800 times. We have totally lost the bear, though. But I see this guy. No more melee weapons. Okay. Hey, treasure. We'll take that. I'm hoping the power stays on so we can at least finish the stream. I have no idea how long we were at. I know it was close to 2 hours. Probably a little bit over. Our goal here today, though, is to finish the side quests. Uh, the acceptable diversions being... Oh, hey, there's our bear. Do I have a picture of a bear? I do not have a picture of a bear. I have a picture of a bear now. Oh, come on. I almost got him. Where'd he go? That bear totally ninja'd. There he is. Get back here. We have a bear. They're not exactly the fastest animal. But, I mean, you gotta admit this is cool. That you can ride a bear. You really don't want to go any faster than that, though. Alright, buddy. We'll play with you later. And that's the other thing. Once you're done riding the bear, they just run away. Like they don't care. There's that shrine. Let's deal with that so we can stop listening to this chirping. You know, I don't remember the power getting knocked out all the time growing up here. Because I'm back in my hometown. I'm back at the house I grew up in. That's where I'm streaming from. Seems to me that, oh, that's not the right button. There we go. Seems to me the power gets knocked out here a lot more often lately, though. Okay, and... good enough, I think. Now, I did see a thing about the state of the current power grid. Like, nationwide. Like, you might remember last winter, I think it was. Pretty sure. I recall it being a time when people were wearing masks, and it was December. I'm pretty sure of that, but like Texas, not where I am, by the way. I'm in Minnesota, but same time zone. Texas had a huge power grid failing. Okay. There's a treasure chest somewhere, and we have missed it. It's gonna be here. Probably. Uh-huh. There it is. Now, nothing against Texas. I've been there. It's not a terrible place, weather-wise. But they need better representation in government. Because, yeah. When their power grid failed, Senator Cruz bailed and went to Cancun. Like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Now, that's the kind of thing where you cancel your plans and you solve the problem or help solve the problem. You don't ditch on your state when they're having massive power issues. But people don't realize that's a major issue because there's people on like respirators and like life support devices and stuff, and the population of Texas is huge. So there's quite a few of those people in the state of Texas who desperately needed power. Now, I ain't saying it's Ted Cruz's fault the power went out, but he should have stuck around to help fix the problem. See what needed to be gotten, see what resources you know, he could try to bargain for from, federal aid. And that's what a senator is supposed to do in that sort of situation. Anyway, the whole reason the power grid went down in the first place, though, is because it has not been upgraded much. It's been maintained a little bit. Like, they'll replace bits and parts here and there. But nationally, in the United States, our power grid is not great. It could stand a complete overhaul. Our broadband system, network, whatever you want to call it, same thing. We've kind of just let private companies take over all of that, including the maintenance, which is a bad idea. Because while they're supposed to be investing in keeping that stuff up to date and whatnot, they've been doing a terrible, terrible job. Why? Because their CEOs need yachts and private jets. So instead of reinvesting, they give themselves bonuses every year. Ginormous freaking bonuses. So I gotta wait for it to stop raining, I guess. Maybe. Oh, we made it. And keep in mind, these are the same companies that they take federal aid every year. Claiming, they need it in order to maintain and upgrade the network and whatnot. And like, it doesn't seem like they ever want to improve anything but the size of their wallet. And there are people who are arguing that even the roads themselves should go this same way. Be taken over by private companies to be maintained and invested in. Basically, what it would do, though, is turn everything into a toll road. You literally wouldn't be able to drive anywhere without paying tolls. Because they're not just going to maintain roads for free. No, they're going to turn it into a for-profit business model. Now, the people who are advocating for this, they think that'll make their taxes go down, and therefore that'll give them the money to pay the tolls. They'd rather pay the tolls than the taxes. What they don't understand is they'll be able to charge whatever they want. And because people will still need to get to work, people will still need to drive on the roads to get where they're going. Like it's gonna be, you know, well, guess you gotta pay it, or you're walking, and hope they don't decide that they're gonna do sidewalks next. Now, it might seem a little extreme, and it is. I don't think it's ever gonna happen, or at least I hope it doesn't happen in our lifetime, because it would be stupid. Because the things we've gotten to go to this particular model have been failing on us, like the power grid. They deregulated it. Now it's all private companies, and its maintenance is, solely dependent on the whims of some dudes who have not been keeping up. All right. So that's Misco's little treasure trove. We've done wild horses. We have a gift of nightshade to do here. We gotta find Wobbin on Tough Mountain in the Farron region to the west of Lurlin Village. Tough Mountain. Oh, hey. I've been hearing a lot of talk about this whole heart-shaped pond thing. Now let's see. How can we easily teleport up there? I think this is going to be our best bet. So, in this country, what I think we ought to do, because electricity is an absolute necessity. Like, there are some people who are like, well, I could live without electricity. Sure, you can. Yeah, you can. Go ahead. But there are other people on life support systems, who, they're not ready to give up life yet. And they kind of need the electricity in order to not be forced to give up living. They should be allowed to continue to breathe and, have their life support systems continue to function. Because that is the state of things. I feel like utilities like that should not be deregulated. What they ought to do is they ought to make them, like, I don't want to say put them in complete control of the government, but regulated and treated like necessities. I'd be willing to say the internet should be treated that way too. Now, I know the internet is still seen by a lot of people as sort of a privilege. But when you look around at the current state of things with the pandemic and things like that, having access to information is a basic necessity. It really is. being able to make the best decisions regarding your health care, what regulations you should be following as far as like, restrictions, um, guidance when it comes to not catching the stupid thing. There's gonna be a lot of anti-vaxxers and stuff, and COVID deniers. You're gonna be like, "Oh, you don't need to worry about it." No, you do. You do. Um, my former future father-in-law, the grandfather of my son, is in a coma right now, or was in a coma. Last I talked to my son's mother, her father was in a coma because of COVID. All right, it is the type of illness that can make you so sick they have to put you in a coma and stick you on a respirator till you get better. Not everybody gets it that bad, but some people do. The CDC puts out guidelines based on the most accurate information they have available, the most up to date information they have available, which, a lot of people will misconstrue the whole changing of guidelines as them just, whimsically deciding that we all need to be, controlled for whatever reason. No, it's because they've discovered new information. They've discovered something about the thing that they didn't know before. And it's changed their opinion on what best measures are. Because at the beginning, they were saying don't wear masks. There doesn't seem to be a need for that. Don't wear the masks. And then later they changed their mind and they're like, oh, that whole thing with the masks, yeah, you should probably wear those. The reason for that is because at the time, while it was suspected that COVID was transmissible through the air, they weren't entirely sure how accurate that information was. They didn't know if the masks were going to do much in the way of preventing the spread. And medical professionals were relying on the supply of masks available to be able to continue doing their job safely. And at the time, if the CDC had been like, well, to be safe, everyone should just wear a mask, at that time, they would have generated a rush to get everybody buying those masks, which meant there would have been less masks available for healthcare professionals, doctors, nurses, people working directly with the sick and the elderly, and it would have caused a shortage. So, unless they had a valid reason to generate that kind of demand for masks, they weren't going to do it. A little bit later, they found out that yes, as a matter of fact, wearing the masks is probably one of the best measures for preventing the spread of this thing. Then they were like, oh yes, we should probably all be wearing masks whenever possible. This caused a huge freak out for people because they're like, well, you said we shouldn't wear the mask. Well, yeah, because they didn't know at the time. It was a suspicion they had, but they weren't going to cause a shortage of masks based on a hunch, based on a suspicion. They were still studying the thing. They had barely had a couple of weeks to even understand what this was. But then when they did, and they realized that that was a thing that would definitely help, they started recommending masks. Well, then suddenly everyone's like, Well, you can't seem to make up your mind. No, they did. They did make up their mind. And it wasn't just some way to control the masses. Because, first of all, wearing a mask is not a way to control the masses. Okay? We wear masks at Halloween. We wear masks on New Year's for, Mardi Gras, for all kinds of stupid stuff. And wearing a mask, while it does, in a way, protect you from inhaling the virus and getting infected, mainly it's to prevent you from spewing it out on the off chance that you're an asymptomatic carrier. Asymptomatic means you don't have any signs. You don't have any symptoms. You may have it, but you don't even know it. Because you don't have to be contagious, or you don't have to have symptoms to be contagious. Your immune system could be doing an awesome job fighting it off to the point where you feel great, but you still have it, and you're still contagious. And that's another thing people don't seem to understand about it. And that's the thing people don't understand about the flu, even, is you don't have to have symptoms. I used to work in a call center, and there would be people who would come in to work thinking that, oh, I feel fine. The next day, they're out with the flu. And so are 6 or 7 of their coworkers. And later we would find, well, they had been hanging out with someone who had just gotten over the flu. Or thought they had gotten over it. They felt great that day. So they didn't think that they were contagious anymore. But it's like, no, 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 no. You can be contagious. And all the other people around that coworker that would be out with the flu who also got the flu got it from them because they were contagious without having symptoms of it. Because they didn't think they caught it. But see, that's the worst thing we've ever done in this country as far as, like, how to handle something like this. We made it political. It should never have been made political. And people's opinions were decided to be as valuable as medical science, which just is not the case. It isn't. Unless you're a medical professional, your opinion really doesn't mean much in the face of a pandemic. You know? Oh, you don't feel like you're contagious, therefore you shouldn't have to wear a mask, but all the medical professionals and experts are saying that you should. You should wear a mask. Doesn't matter how you feel about it. And that's the thing we absolutely failed at in this country, is making that understood. That your opinion, while it may be of value to you, it is not a substitute for... do I have horseback hoodlums? No. It is not a substitute for medical expertise. unless you're a medical expert. And even then, depending upon what exactly kind of medical expert you are, because there were some alleged medical experts who were going around spewing some nonsense. That's where we want to go for the next one. But, like, they also seem to be motivated by, you know, by politics when they did it. You know? One of those doctors is actually a congressman right now. And if that doesn't frighten you, you're... you really have weird priorities, because it should scare the bejesus out of you. It's not my first time, but sure. Yeah, we can deal with this. Now, who am I to be talking about, viruses and science and whatnot? I'm a dude streaming a video game on Twitch. What do I know, right? Well, there was a time that I was in nursing school. There was a time I was an EMT. So knowing things like, how diseases transfer, how medical science decides, you know, what best practices are in certain situations, those were things I had to know and understand. And I studied those things as part of my education. Honestly, I feel like it's a part of, it's something they should teach everybody. You know, it's a grand failing of our public education system that, things like that aren't being taught as well as they should be. My biology class in high school did have a little bit of that, but not to the extent that it should have. Not to the degree that it should have. And it should make it comprehensive. Because I feel like, if people understood the process of that, there'd be a lot less anti-vaxxers. Because let me tell you, being anti-vax is a stupid stance to take. Now, I'm not saying, you're stupid if you have an allergy to vaccines, but like, if it better be a legitimate allergy or something, because this whole medical freedoms blah 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 nonsense, if you lived in a vacuum, sure, I could understand making it your choice. But if you're going to make yourself a carrier of a disease and still try to interact with society, you have to take into account society's safety as well. And if you're not going to be responsible about that, then, like, you're the bad guy. You are the bad guy in that situation. Okay. We need... Where is this one? It's trying to tell me there's a stable over here somewhere we've missed. So let's go take a look. Now, me, I trust experts. I'm reasonably skeptical. Because I know not everyone who claims to be an expert is actually an expert. And being able to claim that you're an expert, sometimes the bar is relatively low. You know, like I could have a doofus cousin claiming that he's an expert at stuff. When he's really not. I mean, that's easy enough to do. Faking it is easy enough to do. But if someone can prove that they're an expert at something, like my electrician, if he can show that he is an actual expert on electricity and wiring houses, I'm going to trust that he wired my house correctly. You know, that's, that's how it goes. When I pull into an auto shop that's been in business in town for a while, you know, didn't open yesterday, has been servicing the community for a while, and their mechanic says he knows what's wrong with my car, I'm gonna trust he understands that he knows what's wrong with my car. Now that said, that trust will be broken if I hear him try to tell me that I need to change the blinker fluid, because that goes against what I actually know about cars. So I'm reasonably skeptical. But I'm not so stupid as to think that, oh, it's on me if I decide I don't want to get vaccinated and, therefore, you know, become a carrier to the latest plague because I refused a vaccine. And then I'm going around and, like, going to restaurants and bars and whatnot and getting other people sick. That's on me, you know? Like, I would be the bad guy in that situation. And because I don't want to be the bad guy in that situation, I get vaccinated for things like that. Because I don't live in a bubble. Much as I like to think I live in a bubble, being in my little basement in a small town in the middle of nowhere, like, it's easy to think that I'm isolated enough that the only thing I have to worry about is my own health, my own safety. And because I don't trust the medical experts, even though I have no reason not to trust the medical experts. I don't want to get the vaccine, that kind of thing. Like, no, no. I'm not that isolated. I don't live in a total vacuum. I live in a society. then maybe y'all don't agree with me. And that's fine if you don't agree with me. I don't want to hear about it, because I don't care. My opinion is mine. I think you should get vaccinated. Because medical science has shown that it's, you know, it's better to be vaccinated than not. The statistics are proving that to be the case. I mean, the numbers for cases amongst the unvaccinated are, they're going up significantly compared to the vaccinated. Apparently, I can't catch that platform on fire. There we go. Okay, I feel like there should be a switch somewhere. Most of the severe cases, currently, people who chose not to be vaccinated. There we go. Now that said, do I believe the government should tell you that you have to get vaccinated? That it's something you have to do? Honestly, no. I don't think that is something the government should tell you that you have to do. I think it's something that you should do just because it's the right thing to do. But there's a lot of people out there who they don't seem to care. You know? And that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Okay. I'm just getting knocked around by that. I need to get up higher, though. How do I get this thing to send me higher? No, that's not going to do it. Oh, hey. Jackpot. Now, there's probably more up there that I can get to and play around with, but I feel like that's going to be more effort than it's worth at this point. There we go. Now, the Omicron variant has got me a little worried. Like, a little more worried than the previous variant did. Even though I was properly concerned about the previous variant, I exercised proper precautions, and oddly enough, I didn't catch the flu or anything that whole year. Which is amazing because, having a kid, I almost always get the flu because he always brings it home with him. But, yeah, no. Didn't catch it last year. Haven't caught COVID myself, which is great. I'm hoping that it'll stay that way, that I don't catch it. We should totally run off with this dude's life savings. Just saying. Alright. So he wants us to find the Great Fairy, which is right there. Easy enough. We've been there countless times. But yeah. And we've been washing hands a lot. We've been wearing masks when out in public. Even when outdoors. I know they say you don't necessarily need to when you're outdoors because, you're outdoors. There's plenty of fresh air. But, like, you never know when you're going to be in close proximity with someone. And when I'm out and about, I don't know that all the surfaces I've touched are germ-free. I can use all the hand sanitizer I want. It ain't gonna 100% do the job. So yeah, and since you can have and transmit a virus without showing symptoms, without feeling sick yourself, I can never 100% say, oh, I don't have it, therefore I'm not contagious. I mean, it's not a thing that you can visibly see with your eyeballs. So yeah, when I'm out and about, I try to wear a mask. Trying to do my part to keep from being a vector for this thing. There's a dragon over here. Where is he? Oh, he must have just passed by. But yeah, I wash my hands. I try to stay home if I'm feeling even kind of not right. I mean, I'm a bit of an introvert anyway, socially, which is kind of funny considering I'd like to be a professional magician someday. And I love being on stage. I do. I love having an audience. Um, I love close up magic, even though close up magic right now, not a good idea. Till this whole COVID thing is fully under control, which at this point it's probably going to be endemic, meaning we're going to have to live with it like the flu, which sucks because, I mean, living with it means masks are going to be a regular thing now. It's another vaccine we're probably going to have to get probably every year, like the flu shot. And why? Because we screwed up our one shot at making it a thing that we don't have to deal with every year. Because every time there's one of these new viruses, like there's a window where we can slow the spread down enough to where we can get a vaccine created, and then get everybody immune to it, so that it doesn't have hosts enough that it can mutate like it has. COVID has mutated numerous times. There's been many variants. And reason it's able to do that is because it keeps finding hosts. Now, it ain't strictly the anti-vaxxers' fault. Though every single one of them is providing it another host. Potentially. And while they like to argue, oh, one person not wearing a mask is why we're still in this whole thing. No, it's because you're not the only one who's decided to have this mentality. But because you have the mentality, that justifies other people having the mentality, and it's a whole snowball effect. Because pretty sure you talk to other people, you share your opinion, and they feel validated when they find out that yours is the same as theirs. And because they feel validated, they see no reason to change. They see no reason to accept medical science as being actual experts giving the best advice they can and not some conspiracy to control them somehow. Because that's not what it is. If it was, you'd all be wearing masks. You wouldn't have the choice. Okay? You wouldn't be able to walk around all, I'm not going to wear a mask because this is just a way to try to control this. You would never have that option. And if you think they couldn't, oh, they could. Hey, there's that dragon. Like, if it was an attempt to control you, you never would have had a choice. It would have been forced on us from the beginning. And as far as the whole microchips in vaccines, they can't get a microchip small enough that a hypodermic needle will allow it to pass through. All right. Now you might be thinking, well, nanobots. Nanobots and microchips are different. Okay? And also, if they wanted to control you, if they wanted to monitor you, like that, the only thing a microchip would be able to do is allow them to keep tabs on you, which Facebook already does. And if you think they're not selling that information to the government, but they'll sell it to everybody else, you're an idiot. Plain and simple. And Twitter, I think they don't sell your information. Google sells your information. And if you're going to try to tell me that the government doesn't have that kind of money, they have that kind of money. They spend that kind of money on airplanes that never get used, that go directly to the graveyard from production. Because they still honor the contracts, even though the technology being built by those contracts is out of date by the time they've finished it. They have the money to burn buying your information from Google. And if you have a phone, if you have an Android device or an Apple device, you're being tracked. You can turn off all the trackers you want, but you're still being tracked. Now, I'm not one of these government conspiracy theorists, overly paranoid, such and suches, but, you know, there is a reasonable level of skepticism and a reasonable level of distrust in the government. I feel like I exercise reasonable levels. We're looking for the Riverside Stable right there. Because I've studied history. I've studied some of the crazy stuff the government has done to its own people. I know that there's good reason not to trust the government. Because they do some shady stuff. That said, not everything they do is shady. Not everything they do is out to control you. Not everything they do is some weird conspiracy. And also, both political parties are at fault. Okay? Both of them. The Democrats aren't trying to control you so that they can, I don't know, eat babies or whatever it is that crazy Republicans seem to think that they're doing. And I know the vast majority of Republicans aren't part of some death cult that's just hoping that this plague wipes everybody out. Though sometimes they act like it. we go. That's our cake side quest finally done. Finally. I was gonna turn that in last time I was streaming, but totally forgot. Because I'm good at that. Alright, we need the riverbed reward from the wetland stable. I haven't picked that one up, have I? Nope. Wetland stable. Now, I do firmly believe it should be a person's individual choice if they want to follow, you know, medical advice. But you have to understand, you live in a society. The correct choice, much like, you also have a choice whether or not to knock over a liquor store or rob a bank. The correct choice is don't do that. you know? Well, the correct choice with, vaccines and living in a society is don't get other people infected. Of course, take the vaccine, you numbskull. It's proven to work. Now, I'm not saying we need to criminalize not getting vaccinated. That's taking it far. But people do need to understand they live in a society. They're constantly surrounded by other people. Your actions do affect other people. You might not feel like it does because you never see what those effects are. But they do. People often go around thinking that their actions only really affect themselves. But we don't live in a vacuum like that. People need to be socially responsible. I think people ought to be given the chance to make the correct decision. But they're only going to make the correct decision if they're given the information to make the correct decision. You know? Alright. That's all the side quests. Except for the Trial of the Sword. And this one. So I think to wrap up this stream, we're just going to take care of that one. And that'll leave us with just the Master Sword trial for side quests. But yeah, we need to stop with the misinformation. We need to stop with the politicizing of information. The internet should be made freely available to everybody. And misinformation should be punished severely. Like, I ain't talking like life sentences or anything, but hefty fines for purposely misinforming the public. Because that's a public safety issue. And it leads to things like the January 6th riots and this pandemic being uncontrollable. Because, yeah, the whole reason people even rioted on the 6th was because everyone on the news was falsely saying that the election was rigged. It was stolen. You know, at least on Fox News, which for some people is the only news. What they don't understand, though, is Fox News is ridiculously nonsense. Like, it's so ridiculous. Because they get people worked up in a panic. You know, they believe that an entire political party had conspired to rig the election against the former guy, despite the fact that, no, the general population just, you know, a larger percent of the population showed up to vote against him. And that was the thing. Like, we weren't voting for Joe Biden. We were voting to get rid of Trump. Because for the past 4 years, it had been nothing but drama. Every time we turned on the news, he's trying to start a fight with another country. He's, you know, over something stupid. You know? Oh, somebody made fun of the size of his hands and he wants to sue them. You know, he's throwing reporters out of his press conferences because they ask tough questions that he feels are unfavorable towards him. Well, they're tough questions. That's part of the job. If you didn't want the job, why'd you run for office? If you expected everyone was going to kiss your ass because you became president, well, that's foolish. There wasn't a second that went by that he kissed the ass of the guy before him. In fact, he spent the entire 8 years that the guy before him was in office claiming that he was an illegitimate president because he was born in the wrong country. Alright, we want to look at the southern sky from the middle of this bridge. Of course, he's got to show up. Hoping it's not going to stay raining the whole night. But yeah. Shoo, get out of here. Go away, dragon. Go away. There it is. Oh, they don't even show up as like some kind of different treasure chest. Alright, so that's one. The eastern sky from the skull's left eye. I believe this is the left eye. We might have to set a campfire though. I'm getting all kinds of notifications on my phone now. That's west. This is east. Oh, look at that. We didn't have to wait long at all. You're gonna make us fight for it though, huh? Alright. We just have one more to find. Southeastern sky from the peak of the tall, pierced, snowy mountain. I mean, that sounds like this one. Hold on. That's southwest. We want to look southeast. We may be too late. Let's just double check. Okay. So, eastern sky from the skull's left eye. Southeast sky from the peak of the tall, pierced, snowy mountain. It could be that one, or could be this one. I mean, I could check the guide, but we'll just see. You're really not going to make it easy to climb up, huh? Alright. Okay. Looks like we may have missed it. I did check the guide, though. It is Hebra. God dang wood, get back here. So, we'll just throw down a fire, wait till nightfall. There it is. Now, this is very similar to how you hunt sky shard or star fragments. Keep wanting to call them sky shards. Star fragments. Sky shards is a different game. Uh, you find some place with a good view and you wait. Unlike this quest where they tell you where to wait and where to look. You just kind of have to pick your spot and hope. But you watch the sky and you'll see a yellow streak, not a red one. And then you follow it. You'll see, you wait to see where it crashes. Hopefully it crashes someplace that you can get to it. But after it crashes, you'll see the little beacon of light shoot up from it. And you just follow that till you get to it. Not every shooting star falls to Earth, though, and crashes in a field where you can retrieve the star fragment. I've seen a good number of them streak across the sky, and there's been no little beacon. Now, I suggest, if you're going to hunt star fragments, do so from, like, central Hyrule, or as close to central Hyrule as you can. Because the ones that are going to crash to the ground, where you're going to stand a reasonable chance of picking them up. Hey, look who it is. Like, they're going to crash around here in the central region. You don't want to be trying to climb over things to catch them up there. You don't. It's really making it harder on yourself. By trying to find a spot here in central Hyrule and watching the sky, they're less likely to be overly complicated to get to, you know? I mean, you might have to climb over a small hill rather than, a giant mountain. Because if you don't get to it by dawn, it disappears. And not every night is a good night for star fragments. Some nights they just won't fall. Some nights it's just not clear enough. But anyway, that's all the side quests except for the Master Sword trial. Ugh. Now, there is one other group of quests that we can keep track of here, and that's the Shrine quests. Let's see how many of these we still have left to do. Alright, Skull's Eye, we got it. Into the Vortex, we do not have. Trial of the Labyrinth, we have. Spring of Power, we have. Gut Check Challenge. Brothers Roast. Landscape of the Stable, we have there. We just have to complete it. Perfect Drink. Test of Will. Sign of the Shadow. The Silent Swordsman. Desert Labyrinth. 7 Heroines. The Eye of the Sandstorm. Secret of the Snowy Peaks. We don't have that one. I don't have it up here, do I? No. The Undefeated Champ? Don't have that one. The Three Giant Brothers, I don't have that one. Secret of the Cedars we've done. Cursed Statue. Fragmented Monument I have already picked up, but I have to complete it. Stolen Heirloom. Guardian Slideshow. Song of Storms. We don't have Serpent's Jaws. Don't have Eventide. Bird in the Mountain. Recital at Warbler's Nest. Ancient Rito Song. Trial on the Cliff. Spring of Wisdom. Ceremonial Song. We do not have the Crown Beast. The Master of the Wind. Lost Pilgrimage. 2 Rings we do not have. Shrouded Shrine we have. Under a Red Moon we don't have. Cliffside Etchings we don't have. Trial of Second Sight we have. Test of Wood. Trial of Thunder. Okay. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 that we need to pick up. Now, we're just going to pick them up for now so that we have them. I'm not going to worry about completing them today. We'll do that next time because we've already been at this for a good number of hours. Okay. There's a tablet here that we need to pick up. We could probably get there from here. Although, I think we've done this one. Or at least... we've done the shrine. We just haven't picked up the quest. That's... I know that seems like a very weird thing, because you're not supposed to be able to do the shrine without completing the quest to reveal the shrine, but we've picked up the orb. We carried it to the platform. We did the shrine. It didn't mark the shrine quest as complete, but it let us complete the shrine. So, yes, you can complete shrines without completing shrine quests. It's just going to mean you have to find where you pick up the shrine quest, and then it'll probably just instantly complete because you've already solved it. Because it's not going to make us do it again. And I think that might be the case with a couple of these. So when we're all done, we might only have like 10 left to do. Maybe even fewer. And now it'll do complete. Done. Okay. We need to go to a cabin between Mount Grenache and Duval Peak. Am I looking in the wrong area? I mean, that's entirely possible. I'm not seeing a... Okay, it's Gerudo Wasteland, which is down here. There's Pondo's Lodge. Okay, I'm not seeing any of the places marked on this. Ah, here we go. Yeah, okay. There's the two mountain peaks I'm looking for, so it must be this one they're talking about. We'll travel from the camel. I would travel from the labyrinth, but we'd have to get out of the labyrinth and then climb a mountain. I don't know about y'all, but that sounds like work. I'm going the wrong way. But this is Spectacle Rock, which is a landmark from the very original Legend of Zelda. Talking the first game. Spectacle Rock was a location where in the first quest you had to bomb a hole in one of the rocks to reveal the location of the ninth dungeon. Now we're still going to have to do a little climbing. But anyway, this one might actually be just worth completing to reveal the shrine anyway. Hoping we can avoid activating this guardian. Okay, he's not alive. Currently. I mean, don't be fooled. He's very much alive. This one is very much dead. This one will come alive once we get up to him. But yeah, that camera's good for more than just taking pictures. It can also show you which guardians you need to be worried about, so they don't ambush you. Oh, now y'all want to run, huh? Where are we at? Alright, we still got to get over this mountain. Too cold, Link? Alright. Calm down. do not have me fooled, sir. You know, we need some snow boots, I think. There we go. Now the trick here is there will be a platform. Somewhere around here. Ah, there it is. And you gotta hold the snowball. So that the shadow of it falls on that that little platform right there. I believe, though, we are too early. It's got to be a fairly large snowball, too. I think he's mad. But yeah. You just want to get it big enough. But you read the thing here, and it'll tell you how to do the thing. No! Damn it. Well, there goes our snowball. So let's see if we can grab another one of these and hopefully get it large enough before before it's time. I mean, that's pretty big. Hopefully that's big enough. I don't think it's big enough. Also, the platform doesn't seem to have lit up yet. .430. That's when it's supposed to light up. There it goes. And there we go. So you just need to have it big enough that it covers the center of the shrine pad there. Alright, this puts this one on the map. We're not going to complete this one. We're going to go try to get these other shrine quests at least picked up, if not solved, depending upon how easy they are to solve. And then next time we'll come around and we will complete those shrines. Okay, this one is the Sand Seal Race. Yeah, Sand Seal Races are over here. At least I think they're over here. I know the shrine's over here. Got it. Alright, pass under every arch. Should be an easy race. Just dash whenever we can. We're pretty good at the sand seal racing. It's not a hard task. Just don't run into anything and we're alright. As long as I can find all the arches anyway. A poorly designed course, occasionally the gates will be hard to locate for whatever reason. This one though, not so bad. Oh, we don't have time to fight you guys. Believe me, I would if I could. That is a new record. Yeah, dang right it does. Hey, look it worked for me. So apparently this only works for Link, so, you know. Undefeated. Alright, that's now on the map, and we can travel to it. Let's get rid of this star. We don't need that anymore. So we now know the location of the shrine. Get rid of that one as well. Okay, This one, I know where it is. I know what needs to be done. I don't think we're going to do enough to reveal the shrine, but we are going to get we're at least going to get the quest put in our quest book, because we have to go up here, and then there are 3 Hinox we have to beat. We have to take the orb from the 3 Hinox that we beat, that they're protecting, carry them to the top of this mountain, put them in the slot, and then the shrine appears. I did defeat all 3 Hinox as part of my Hinox Slaughtering World Tour, but I did not take the 3 orbs and put them on top of the mountain. Should I have? Well, no, because I wasn't on stream. Y'all would have missed that. Because that Hinox Slaughtering World Tour, that took place on my time when I was doing the farming to get materials to upgrade all of my armor sets. A thing that I decided I was going to do off stream, because y'all don't want to watch me farm, do ya? If you do, you're weird. It's the most boring thing in the world. I mean, maybe not the Hinox farming, but like general material farming to have everything to upgrade your gear, it's super boring. Super boring. Camping out for star fragments, there's not a lot of action going on there unless you want to count fighting all the Stalfos that show up at night. But you've all seen me fight Stalfos. You've all seen me gather materials, just not the massive quantity needed to upgrade every piece of gear to 4 stars. And, you know, I don't want to stream every moment of my video game playing, but I'll stream the important bits for the 100% playthrough. Important bits are the puzzles that need to be solved, like the shrines, quests, Korok seeds. Those things, no problem. I'll stream that. But mat farming? Ugh, so boring. I won't torture you with that stuff. I mean, unless people start begging me to, then I guess I'd have to, but I don't imagine they're going to want to. It's not usually a part of the game that I enjoy, so I don't imagine it's a part of the game a lot of other people are going to enjoy. I could be entirely wrong about that. I mean, I think ASMR is weird and don't understand it, but apparently it's super popular, so, you know. Maybe there's a group of you out there who just like watching somebody farm mats for, you know, for games. If that's your thing, yeah, good for you. It's generally not what I like watching. So unless my audience tells me otherwise, it's something I'm probably not going to include. If I can get away with it. Okay, there's the Hinox. We're looking for... a stone tablet between two flaming skull posts in Mount Terran, which is... Do you see flaming skulls? I don't see any flaming skulls. In the mountain? Or on the mountain? And it's starting to rain. Because of course it is. Of course it's going to start raining. Why? Because I may have to climb some mountains here. So yes, it's going to rain. Okay, there's the three things. There's some flamey skulls. Well, they're trying to be flamey in this rain, though. It's a little difficult. There's the tablet. Okay. Should we just fight them? Yeah, sure, why not? They're not hard. In fact, they're stupidly easy. Let me show you. Alright, so this is... Yo. Get up. The youngest. And he's defeated. So we grab the orb. We gotta run back up that hill. I mean, we can't run by using stamina, because as soon as we do that, we'll drop the orb. We'll also drop the orb if we get attacked, so try not to get attacked. The rain and any sort of bats and monsters showing up in the middle of the night here, or that banana cult sending its ninjas our way, will make this harder. That's where the real challenge comes in. Oh, hey look. There's a dragon over there. Alright, there's another Hinox over here. He's got some friends. So let's try to take care of as many of those as we can. Oh, for crying out loud. Die. Alright, now, where are we going? That way. See, even it being daylight, you're not going to get away from having to deal with monsters. They're everywhere. If it's not Keys and Stelphos at night, it's Choo-Choos during the day. Alright, we got one more. Like, he didn't even know we were there. Alright, we carry this back up the hill. Drop this in the last podium. And the shrine shall be revealed to us. Not super complicated. It just seems super complicated. And yeah, you can make that harder than it has to be by doing it wrong. But in the end, it's, you know, that's all it is. Okay. The next one's a little tougher. The quest is Guardian Slideshow. And we're looking for Puffer Beach near Farron Sea. Right here. Looks like this will be the easiest way to get there. Now, what she wants us to do is take pictures of 3 kinds of guardians. Thankfully, the guide we're using to find these quests, it does offer hints on where to find the three types of guardians. Now, they're no-brainers at this point. There's the Stalker in Central Hyrule. You can find them. Just drop off the central tower and run around a bit. You're bound to run into one. They're not hard to find. They will chase you down. Sky Guardians, the Skywatch Guardian, the flying ones. You can find them right around the South Akala Tower. Easy enough. Um, then it recommends doing a Guardian Scout. I'm gonna see if the Decayed Guardian is good enough because I've already got that one. Otherwise, I'd have to find a test of strength. Which, I guess I could do, but kind of hoping I don't have to. Hey, look, it's a stalker. Okay. So we know where to quickly find a Stalker Guardian. We just need to find out where to... Where to find... What's her name? Oh, probably up here. Sure did, little guy. Sure did. Now, it would be great if they just let you knock her out, take the orb, and drop it in the thing, but nope. She's named it. Now, looks like we're gonna have to find a scout. One of them's over here, though. All that for a measly 3 amber and a rock salt. We got 2 opal out of that regular one. That seems like a better payoff. All right. Wow. We may have to fight this one. Sure, why not? Okay, it doesn't look like he's going to come after us, which is good. Because, yeah. Now, we don't really have a good fast travel spot out here, so I'm going to move my travel medallion. Because right now it's just central Hyrule, right outside the castle gates. Which we don't need a travel point there. Not right now. Well, let's try to show her one of the pictures. Hopefully she doesn't need all 3 of them at once. And she needs to see all 3 of them at once. Okay. So, let's do that. So we can get back over here super quick, super easy. Need to go up here. Hey, look, it's one that flies. It's a good picture, why not? Okay. Now. Major chest of strength. Let's see if we can get a fight. Now, if we actually have to face off with this thing, won't be a problem. We have decent gear. Alright, they're gonna make us fight it. Fine. I'll fight you. Alright. Oh, of course it's got to be running out of energy right away, doesn't it? Oh, there we go. Oh, cheap shot. Go by. I think I'd rather have the sword than the spear. Exit. Alright. We now have all three kinds of Guardian. Alright, lady, give us the ball. There's your flying one. Yep. There's the small one. And there's a stalker just up the beach. You should probably run away. Weird lady. Alright, that one's now on the map. Alright, next one. We need to find Pegos Woods. Pegos Woods. We need to find Cass out here somewhere. Should be easy. I mean, we just listen for the accordion. He's pretty hard to miss. Crazy bird. We still have so many of those guys to get through. There it is. Gotcha, you little bugger. There he is. And we've probably gone past this guy a couple of times standing right here. Let's hear it. It's that one. Hey, look, Wild Dorian. The mask makes it so easy, it's almost like cheating. What's up, bro? You wanna go? Bring it. I'm gonna steal your rupees. What do you want? Ferocious scale? Do I have one? I don't know if I have a ferocious scale. Ah, I do. have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more to find and get put on our map. This one is the Stranded on Eventide. We're going to do that one last. The Spring of Wisdom. We need to find Meta and Hatno Village. We've completed this one. Because that's the Spring of Wisdom. So for this one, we just have to find her, talk to her, and she'll be like, "Oh, you gotta go to the thing with the people, do the thing." We'll be like, "Ha, did it. What are you gonna do now, lady?" Of course, it's nighttime though, and it's raining. We could just sit by that fire and pass the time, but I mean, I'm looking at my hearts and I'm like, do I really want to consume a bunch of food, or do I just want to go take a nap? Because I can do that. Because, yeah, this is the lady who gives us the quest to go and find the dragon on top of the mountain that's been corrupted. And you have to shoot the eyeballs on the dragon to get rid of the corruption. And then you could shoot the dragon to get the scale to drop into the pool by the statue. And that gets you into the shrine. We've already completed that shrine. Heck, we did that back when we were still exploring Hibra region. I wanted a little break from it. Okay, so across the road from the dye shop in the garden. There you are. I wonder what gave it away that I'm a traveler. What kind of traveler do you believe I am? Space, perhaps? After all, I do look like a freaky little alien dude. Spring of Wisdom. Spring of Wisdom complete. The Crowned Beast. Okay, this one's not far from where we are currently. He's up here. And we gotta just talk to Cass to get the quest. If it's as easy to complete his quest as it is to complete the other ones we've come across so far, we'll just go ahead and do it. If it's like Eventide, though, or Eventide, or however you choose to say it, we're gonna go with a no, because That's one of them challenge um, shrine quests. I don't know if you're familiar with Eventide Island, but it's a whole big challenge thing. It's not to say we can't do it, because we can. I've done it before. Not to say we won't do it, because we will. Just not on this stream, because we are already at like 4 hours at least. Probably 5 if you count the, well, definitely 4. Counting the time leading up to the power outage that took us by surprise. Aw. Not gonna count that as a dive, huh? Alright. I tried. I'm not gonna spend all day trying to dive into the ring though. We just want to get up here. Looks like we have rain in our forecast, so we want to get over this mountain as quickly as we can. I know it's a little ways off, but we're not quite done finding and solving the shrine quests. There he is. Alright, this one's going to be silly. We have to try to mount a buck. And then walk him over here. Calm down, buddy. Calm down. You're not getting away from me. You may as well give up. He disappeared. They're gonna make this tough. Man, I already have the stealthiest gear on. There's 3 doe. There's a buck. Need that doe to get the hell out of the way so I don't spook him. That's the other thing. Like, everything will spook these damn things. Everything. Freaking birds. There we go. Done. Enjoy the rest of your life, weird little deer. Go tell your friends you were just ridden by a ninja. Alright, that one is added to the map. Now, we need to find Cass again east of the Lodra Great Spring. So, over here. It's going to be that one. No, that is the closest one. We don't need to be stealthy. Alright, here we go. Now you're gonna make it a challenge, huh? Okay, so for this part, want to blast all of the rocks that you can blow up. And then you're going to follow the wind all the way around. Of course, it's got to be windy and gross. I mean, And we gotta hit that. Now, I've already been in here and blown up some of the stuff. Not all of the stuff. You know, you could pick up your feet there, Link. Just saying. It's a possibility. It's a lot easier when it's not raining. Yeah, you kinda have to turn occasionally, Link. And that would be our signal. That's time. I doubt we're high enough from here. But from here, oh, come on. You gonna tell me that's not... Ah, fine. I thought the hard part was going to be landing, or opening up the damn thing. Turns out, no, it's sticking the landing. Come on, paraglide, dang it. Okay. Okay, it says jump off the highest point in the middle, which I feel like we've done. Unless they mean the middle of that. But I don't think so. So I have to hit it dead center? Is that what's going on here? Feels like I'm missing something here. Can't figure out what though. Okay, that updraft did nothing for me? Nothing? Really? Okay, dive then, I guess, since you're not going to let me paraglide. Okay. Was that not the middle? No, that was not the middle. You know, up would be great. If you jump into the updraft, pull out your paraglider when you're asked to do so. All right, let's try it from here. Not putting up with it, guys. Not putting up with the Octorok. Well, there we go. It's not the middle, it's the furthest back. As far back as you can go. Not the middle. So if you're following the IGN guide, no, you want the one at the far back, not the middle. Alright, so that one's on our map. We just have 3 more to locate. West Hyrule. Here we go. Looks like we're going after this one here. I think this will be the easiest way to get there. And once again, we're looking for an accordion playing bird. Who is north east of us. Hey, an apple orchard. There's an accordion playing bird. Let's hear it. We already know this one. You have to shoot an arrow through two of the rings. Like a single arrow has to pass through two rings. And they're set up in such a way that, like, there's one spot. I think this is it. There we go. Apparently using a savage bow that fires 3 arrows at once is cheating. Okay, now the next one is over here, I believe. No, it's over here. Once again, though, we gotta find Cass, talk to him. Solve the weird little song riddle. Aiming for the hut on the weird little mushroom tree. Ooh, it could be close. Did we get enough height? We did. Barely. Barely. Cass's journal. Alright, you psychotic bird. Okay, it is not even kind of nighttime. Well, this is lit up. Is it already a blood moon? Must be. We seriously got lucky on the timing there, because I had no idea if it was a blood moon or not. Alright, that's now on the map. I should put some pants on. Okay. So the next one, we need Tabantha Bridge Stable. There's going to be an etching. And we have to do a thing. I believe this is the fellow we're looking for. Now, is there... Unfortunately, we have no shrine up there. And it's a long way up. Now, we want to try to get as much height to get ourselves over there, because that's a long way. And there's a talus. So, of course, there's a talus right there. There's that pesky blood moon. Should have known that was still coming. I'm hoping that rock monster doesn't chuck a rock and knock us out of the air. That is the last thing we need right now. Make it. Come on. Whew. We got lucky. All right. There's gonna be a lot of mountain between us and the shrine. Got it. Okay. That's done. And that's all the shrine quests gathered. Most of them put on the map, except one. Now, to pick up this one, all we need to do is set foot on that island over there. That doesn't solve the doesn't solve it for us, but it gives us the quest. That's what we're aiming for. Next time, we'll finish it. Alright, folks. We have no weapons. We have no armor. We have no materials. We do, however, still have these. Unfortunately, it's not going to let us save right now. Yes, give me my stuff back. I just wanted to pick up the quest. I'd also like a chance to save my game before attempting such weird quest. Alright, puts us back here. We do still have the quest, though. Alright. So, that's what we're going to do next time. Thank you for joining me this time. Hope to see you next time. Give me a follow if you want me to follow you back, and to find out when I'm live again. We're going to try to power our way through as much of this game as we possibly can over the next few days, because next month I want to be able to start playing through some Metroid, which means I want to get off of the Zelda kick we've been on for a while. Start playing a little Metroid. And by a little Metroid, I mean a lot of Metroid. We're going to go through the entire franchise if we can. That's a lot. It's a lot of games. So, come back for that. And till then, have yourselves a happy holidays. We will pick up with the Python tutorial again next month as well. Things will probably start happening with the schedule so that I can actually let you know ahead of time when I'll be streaming. The boy will be back in school. I'm going to have a bit of organization around here, which would be nice. So we'll get back to all of that. In the meantime, um, you know, enjoy festivities with family. Don't take it for granted though. Who knows if things keep going like they're going. This might be the last time we get to hang out with family for a while, depending. Hopefully, this new variant doesn't prove to be too troublesome. Anyway, yeah, have a good evening. Thanks for watching.